The winning blueprint presents.
Draft Zone.
Welcome. You are in the Draft Zone. I'm your host, Lou. Thank you for joining me. This is the 2013 NFL Draft Wrap-Up. And what I do in this segment is wrap up the draft for every single team in the National Football League. Individually, I will look at the draft of every team in this league, dissect their picks, how they acquired these picks, talk about the moves made, how these picks will impact their team, give them grades, and not just the player here is being graded. We're also going to be grading the pick itself, how it was made, where it was made, and how these players will impact the team that they were selected by in the 2013 season and moving forward. You give them a grade. We're using our baseball grading scale, single, double, triple, home run. And again, no strikeouts during the draft wrap-up because at this point, you can't tell who's going to be good and who's not. And you can't tell how these players are going to pan out. And also, each team looks at a player in a different light. What one team considers a first-round pick and has a first-round grade on the player, another team might consider that player a second or a third-round pick. Some teams don't even have a certain player on their board. Others may have this player sitting at the fourth round right there to select. So you can never tell if a team is reaching or not. If it's your guy, you go and get your guy. So no strikeouts here in the draft wrap-up. So today we'll be talking about the St. Louis Rams and the draft that they had. We'll look at their draft, give them scores for each and every single selection that they made, tally them up, get an aggregate score, and come up with a total overall grade for the St. Louis Rams in their draft in the 2013 NFL Draft. So without any further ado, got my draft board behind me, got my handy dandy pointer. Let's get to the draft board and look at the draft of the St. Louis Rams. And so you see behind me, here's the draft board. And these are the needs for the Rams. We'll be going over these needs as we talk about the players drafted. And as they draft a player that meets one of these needs, we'll take it off of the needs list. Safety, wide receiver, running back, linebacker, offensive line are needs for the St. Louis Rams. You look at the draft board itself, round, pick, player, position, school. So we'll go through each and every single pick made by the St. Louis Rams, dissect it, break it down, give them a score. So we start with the first round pick of the St. Louis Rams. And if you remember, the Rams had two first-round selections in the 2013 NFL Draft. One on their own at 16, the other acquired in the Robert Griffin III trade a year ago with the Washington Redskins. So they took their first pick, first round, 8th selection from Buffalo. Now, they took the 16th overall selection, packaged it up with their second round pick to go up to 8 to get the guy that they coveted the most in this draft. And everyone knew the Rams wanted Tavon Austin. It was no secret. And that's why I love this trade. I think it was the best trade of the first round because everyone knew the Rams wanted Tavon Austin and they did whatever it took to get him. So you got to give up a second round pick. Guess what? You got 2 ones. Who cares? Give it up. Get the guy that you want. At the end of the day, you know I'm all about getting your guy, and the Rams got their guy at 8 in the first round, Tavon Austin, receiver out of West Virginia. Love the move. Absolutely love this pick by the St. Louis Rams because, to me, Tavon Austin, best value in this draft as a player because he gives you so much. He can give it to you in the slot. He can go out wide. He can give it to you out of the backfield. And you get added value in the form of a guy that can give you some extra added return help. And so you get a lot out of Tavon Austin. Out of this small package, you get a lot. And so Tavon Austin, to me, best player available in the first round. Best player available to me in this draft. Most explosive athlete in this draft. He's a true difference maker. Rams knew they needed a difference maker, and they got their man in Tavon Austin. I absolutely love this pick. Love it! Because they got their man. They knew what they wanted. They went up, and they got him. And so, for me, first round, 8th overall selection, Tavon Austin, wide receiver out of West Virginia. That, to me, is a home run. A no-doubter. You can put it on the board. Rams. Home run. First round. 8th pick overall. Tavon Austin, wide receiver out of West Virginia. So, right now, we go straight to the needs board. Wide receiver, taken care of. So now we look at your other first round selection. And remember, you're at 22. Got that from the Redskins. What do the Rams do? Very smart. I like it. I like it a lot. You move back. Yeah, you could have took a safety at 22. But instead, you move back. Yeah, you gave up that second round pick. It'd be nice to comp another pick for that second rounder that you gave up to the Bills to get Tavon Austin. So what do? You allow the Atlanta Falcons to move up to 22. You move back to their spot at 30 in the first round. They select Desmond Trufant, the corner out of Washington. And you sit there at 30 and wait for Alec Ogletree, the linebacker out of Georgia, to fall right into your lap. What a move by the St. Louis Rams. I love the pick. This is a top 20 talent in Alec Ogletree. Easily. Off the field issues allowed him to drop to you at 30. So you move back, you get a player with extreme value at that pick, a player that is extremely talented, and you get him, and you move back and select him. How about that? What that says to me is the Rams understand the draft game. And so you get a really good football player in Alec Ogletree at the linebacker position out of Georgia at 30. Yes, he has some off-the-field issues. But guess who your head coach is? Jeff Fisher. Guess who does a great job of getting guys who don't have a squeaky clean pass to play good football for him and stay clean off the field? Jeff Fisher. And when you got a good coach like Jeff Fisher, you get players like Alec Ogletree to play good football for you. Great selection by the Rams. This guy's going to start for you day one. As long as he keeps his nose clean off the field, Alec Ogletree is going to start for you at weak side linebacker. I don't know if the Rams have other plans for him. He can't play inside. But to me, Alec Ogletree, prototypical weak side linebacker. He's a will. Put him over the tight end. Watch him work. Ex-safety in college. So the guy has safety skills, but in a linebacker body. Yeah, he's a little light. So you need to keep him clean. That's why you don't want him in the middle. You want him outside. But the guy can fly sideline to sideline. He can make all the plays on the field. He's a playmaker. He's athletic. He's a really good linebacker. You got yourself a steal at 30. So what I'm saying to you is, at 30 in the first round, the St. Louis Rams hit another home run. You can put it on the board. Rams. Back-to-back jacks for the St. Louis Rams in the first round. Getting Alec Ogletree and Tavon Austin in the first round. That's one heck of a first round in my book. Back-to-back jacks for the St. Louis Rams in the first round. So if you're the St. Louis Rams, that's a heck of a way to start off this draft. 2 home runs back-to-back in the first round. Alec Ogletree meets another need at linebacker, so we'll take that off the needs list. We move on to the third round. You don't select in the second round. You gave that up to the Buffalo Bills. It's okay. You got your guy. So it's okay. So we go to the third round. Pick 71 from Buffalo. Now you traded with the Bills. You gave up a first and a second, basically swapping first. You give up your second. They give you in return their third. So great pick here. You take T.J. McDonald, free safety out of USC. Do I love the pick? No. Is it a solid pick? Yes. Does it meet a need? Yes. Check. Check. So, do I love the move? No. You could have had a better safety earlier in the draft. You decided to go elsewhere, and that's fine. There were better safeties on the board, in my estimation, at this pick. But guess what? T.J. McDonald is a Jeff Fisher type of product. Okay? Here's a safety that, in the box, lethal. Absolutely dangerous. He's a son of a football player, so the bloodlines are there. Many of you probably don't know Tim McDonald is his dad. And he can hit. This guy, T.J. McDonald, stands for Tim Jr. He can hit. And you put him in the box, he's a weapon. Where he struggles is when you take him out of his element. When you tell him, hey, I need you to run in coverage. Turn around, flip the hips, chase that receiver, chase that tight end out in space. That's when this guy is vulnerable. That's why I'm not in love with the pick, because he's one-dimensional. Now, he's got size. He's 6'2", 220 pounds. So that's not an issue. He can jump. He's an explosive leaper. So if he's back in center field and someone decides to throw the football up to a 6'3", 6'4 receiver, he's going to be able to jump with the best of them. That's not the issue. He's got to get there first. That's the problem. Because you're asking him to do something that he's not really comfortable doing. And he's not a slow guy. He's a 4.5 40 guy. So he's not a slow guy. He's just got a problem. And he's tall. So that's expected. Guys that are tall have trouble flipping their hips. They aren't the most agile a lot of times. And so T.J. McDonald falls in that category. But if you allow him, and I think Jeff Fisher is going to do a great job of this, of allowing this guy to play his game, stick him in the box. Whoever the free safety is, this guy's going to be a strong safety in this league. Stick him in the box and allow him to work. Allow him to do his job in the box. If he's allowed to do that, you've got yourself a winner in T.J. McDonald, third-round selection, 71st pick overall, safety out of USC. To me, it's a double. But I want to see how he's going to be used. Because if he's in the box like he's supposed to be, that's a triple. But right now, it's a double because I don't know what Jeff Fisher has in store for T.J. McDonald. So you look at your second third-round selection. This time, you got this one from Atlanta. You allowed the Falcons to come up to 22. You went back to 30. And for it, you picked up this third-round pick at 92. Love the move. So right there, this is extra value here. So I'm already in love with the pick because you gained this pick by being a smart football team. So now you look at the player. Let's look at the player you drafted. Stedman Bailey, wide receiver out of West Virginia. So we got a West Virginia connection here. You take Austin in the first round, and then you follow up in the third round with Stedman Bailey. I love it. Absolutely love it again because Stedman Bailey is a guy that I think was underrated because of his running mate, Tavon Austin, at West Virginia. All this guy did was catch 27 touchdowns in his senior season. No, I didn't stutter. I didn't say over his career he caught 27 touchdown passes. I said in his senior season he caught 27 touchdown passes. I did not stutter. This guy, high production, catches the football with his hands. He does it all. I like Stedman Bailey. Really good football player. Is he explosive? Is he a top-end speed guy? No. But he will catch the football if you throw it to him. 3rd and 8, he'll get you 9. 3rd and 7, he'll get you 8. 3rd and 11, he'll get you 12. That's Stedman Bailey. Great hands, great body control, great package. Stedman Bailey, triple in the 3rd round at 92. Receiver out of West Virginia. Great pick by the St. Louis Rams. I'm loving this top half of the draft right now. I'm really loving it. So now we move to the 4th round. Pick 113. Barrett Jones, center out of Alabama. Solid pick. Really solid pick. He won the award for the best center in college football in 2012, and so you know you're getting a guy with high production. And oh, by the way, he's from Alabama, who was one of the most dominant offensive lines in all of college football, so you know you're getting a stud at the center position in Barrett Jones. So, again, I think the pick is very solid. Is he the most athletic center? No. Is he a mauler? No. He's a nice guy. And that's the only problem I have with Barrett Jones. There's not the nasty streak that you look for in an offensive lineman. I like my linemen to just devour defensive lineman. You get a guy down, pancake him. Keep him down. That's not Barrett Jones. He just wants to block you. He just wants to get in the way, and he's done his job. He's not looking for another guy at the second level. Once he blocks his guy at the first level, he's done. I have a problem with that. I like nastiness out of my guys on the offensive line. Hey, I got this guy down. If he wants to get up, I'll give him some more. Or I'll just go to the second level and go get another chump. That's not what Barrett Jones is going to do. It's not in his DNA. He's a solid player, though. He's going to block his tail off for you at the center position. It's a solid pick. It's a double for the Rams in the 4th round, 113 center out of Alabama, Barrett Jones. So let's look at the needs. You get T.J. McDonald in the 3rd round, safety, meets a need. You get Barrett Jones, center, offensive lineman, that meets a need. So Rams knocking down these needs left and right. I love it. I know I've said that a few times already in this show, but I love it. I love what the Rams are doing right now. So now we go on to the 5th round, and we're at pick 149. Rams select Brandon McGee, corner out of Miami. And I like this guy. I honestly do. I think he's got potential to be a really solid corner in this league. He has a few deficiencies. Speed isn't one of them. He's an average height corner, 5'11". Not afraid to tackle. So there's a lot of things to like, but he has one glaring deficiency, and it's one I have a problem with. Looking back for the football. Now, this can be coached, but usually how this goes is either you do or you don't. Either you look back for the ball and try to make a play on it, or you don't. Normally, guys don't acquire that skill over time. Either you look for the ball, and it's an innate trait, or you don't. And you're a face guarder for life. Face guarder for life. And if you're a face guarder, guess what comes after face guarding? The yellow hanky, PI. And so that's the only thing that scares me with Brandon McGee, because everything else is there. He's athletic. He's not afraid to tackle. He's not afraid to make a play on the football. It's all there. The speed, everything you're looking for. He's not tall, but he's an average height corner, so I don't have a problem with that. It's not like he's 5'9" or 5'8". It's 5'11". So I don't have a problem with Brandon McGee's height. There's nothing you can do about that anyway. What you can do something about is looking for the football. You can't be aggressive if you don't know what a football is. So if they can coach him up to look for the football, you got yourself a really good player in the 5th round. To me, it's a double because I have a question mark about him looking for the football. But we'll see what the Rams do with Brandon McGee. I like the pick. He's a Miami corner, so you know he's flashy, he's fast, he gets it. Now he just has to go out and make plays. So now we look at your final pick in this draft. Your 7th selection, 5th round, 160 from the Houston Texans. The Rams select Zach Stacy, running back out of Vanderbilt. This guy is a walking muscle. Okay? That's the only way I know how to describe him. 5'8", 5'9", built low to the ground, stocky muscle. Was one of the best running backs at the bench in the combine. And you see why when you look at him, he's a big muscle. To me, a perfect complement to what you already have at the running back position. You have Richardson, Isaiah Peed, two guys that are, to me, scat backs, guys that are fast. Here's your thunder to that lightning that you already have on your roster. This guy is the hammer. Big, bruising, bulky back that's going to come in and be a change of pace. More like a punch in the face. Not a change of pace, a punch in the face. This guy is muscle. Was the ball carrier, was the bell cow at Vanderbilt. Rushed for 1,000 yards his last 2 years of his career in college. Can also catch the football out of the backfield. This is a solid pick. I like Zach Stacy a lot. So much so that this is a triple for me, for the Rams, because you get a back that's going to come in. He's making the roster. All of these picks that I just talked about, making the roster. Not many teams are going to be able to say that, I feel confident saying that every single one of these picks I just named up and down this draft board making the team in 2013. And so for me, I love this. I love it all. And so you look at another need being met at the running back position with Zach Stacy being drafted out of Vanderbilt. So you look at the Rams and what they were able to do in this entire draft. Tavon Austin, home run. Alec Ogletree, home run. TJ McDonald, double. Stedman Bailey, triple. Barrett Jones, double. Brandon McGee, double. Zach Stacy, triple. You put it all together, you average it up, aggregate score. First time I've given this out thus far in every evaluation of every team to this point, and I haven't done many yet. So, but it's still saying a lot. Triple for the St. Louis Rams. Absolutely in love with this draft. I thought the Rams executed this beautifully. We look up at the needs board. Guess what? Strikeout. Nothing left here to discuss for the St. Louis Rams. They took care of safety. They took care of wide receiver, running back, linebacker, offensive line. I'm finished. St. Louis Rams, triple. That's how you do it. Draft wrap up for the St. Louis Rams. They almost knocked it out of the park. They just missed it with a triple. Gotta love it. That's going to do it for me here in the 2013 NFL Draft wrap-up.
Draft Zone.